We're Nicki and Carlo and we live in Positano, Italy, except we also just bought a house in Tuscany, which we're currently renovating, so we live there too. Join us as we turn this house and olive grove into a dream home and get to grips with living in two different parts of Italy. After nearly a year in this house, we have finally come to a decision on what to do with this veranda room. Originally, I thought it would make the perfect gym, but then I realised it was too cold on winter mornings and there was no way I was going to use it regularly. With the long windows, it would make the perfect artist studio, but I didn't really need one of them either. Then, over the last year, we were invited to various dinner parties. A few Tuscan farmhouses by a roaring fire, one in a medieval frescoed townhouse, once in a modern city apartment, and once just simply in an olive grove. We needed a place to sit and eat with friends, somewhere that we could use in the winter and on cool nights. We decided to transform this room into a dining room. So I found a few inspiration photos on Pinterest and started planning. A week or two ago, you saw us choose the paint colours and have them mixed up. Unfortunately, we can't get tester pots here to make sure that the colour is perfect, you just have to risk it. And when I got home, I realised that one of the colours I'd ordered was wrong. It was 2 shades lighter than what I'd asked for. And it was a Saturday afternoon, the shop was closed until Monday, so I decided to take matters into my own hands and mix the darker paint into the wrong colour, adding a few drops of paint colourant too. The result wasn't perfect, but it wasn't far off and it'll do for now. In last Sunday's video, you saw me at the Chinese store picking up some items to make some Christmas crafts with for a Christmas fair. So a friend of mine, Jane, asked me to give her a hand with the Christmas fair. She was assigned to be doing kids crafts and she asked me if I could come along and help her. My choice of headwear, which do you think I should wear? I've got my reindeer antlers, which I'm quite partial to. I think these are going to win. But also this, which matches my jumper. This morning there was thick fog. We couldn't see anything out the front here. And now you can see that band of fog has moved away and is now hovering in a valley off in the distance there. I'm walking into the centre of the village because, as I said, the road is closed. Very quiet part here. We are in this garage here with the gingerbread workshop and the kids workshop. I'm putting together a little reindeer, one of Elizabeth's things. I haven't had time to make one in the last few days, so I'm just making one quickly to make sure that it works. I'm also inventing these little candles.
Here's a marker if you need to stamp for someone.
And here's the reading workshop. What a good idea. So much to see it. All the doors are open and there's different little things in each one. It's done really, really well. The other week I was in the second-hand store with Marie and Julie and I found this sideboard. Well, I went back to buy it. It cost me €120. We'd finished painting and were ready to start moving some furniture into the room. Carlo covered up a few scratches with wax and we gave the floor a good clean. The day before, we'd also found a set of 6 dining chairs for €100. I brought one in and look at that, they match the table perfectly.
Gold hair, gold rings, gold leaves, golden.
We've got to clean the floor in there before we can bring the furniture into the room because it's really grubby, and Carlo thinks that we're going to have to really use the sander and sand it down, but we're not going to do that now. We're just going to, we'll maybe do that later on. So we'll just get it ready as much as we can. But for now, we're stopping because we've got to go to the market. It's Friday, it's market day, so we're going to go and stock up on fruits and vegetables and maybe some cheeses and stuff from the Neapolitan stand. And then come back here and I'll try and do a bit of cleaning in there. I've also got all the chairs to wash down because they're all sticky. But what a bargain those chairs were, €100 for 6 chairs. They're in perfect condition and they're exactly the same colour as the table, so I'm really pleased with that. Anyway, I'll have a couple of hours this afternoon and then I've got to go and pick up my dad from the airport. The market was cold and windy and very, very busy. I had to queue up for about half an hour to get the fruit and vegetables, and Carlo had to queue up even longer for what he was getting, so we left after that and came back home. We gave the chairs and sideboard a good wash and polish and left them to dry before tackling this old cupboard that we'd bought a while back. When we took it home, we had realised that it was full of small holes. Woodworm! It needed to be treated before we could bring it inside. So we brought it around the back and Carlo painted it with woodworm treatment. We wrapped it in plastic and left it for a week. Fingers crossed it works. No, non deve stare attaccato in muro, deve essere al centro della stanza, perché il tavolo deve andare sopra il tappeto.
Ok. Deve andare lì o qui?
Volevo che andavo lì, però forse sto meglio qui.
Mettiamolo lì. Proviamo. Allora, secondo me il tavolo deve andare più in là.
Wait, I'm thinking maybe that makes more sense to put it under the painting. I think that's its place. I wanted it to go there, but I think it more sense here. There's going to be more space as well.
Ok, spostiamo. Che ci vuole tanto.
Vieni tu! Ma c'è andato sotto la porta. Sì. That makes more sense.
E abbiamo fatto la stanza bella, qualche quadro. Incredibile.
So this is what we have so far. It's all pulling together nicely, although it's still missing a few things. I think it needs another sideboard or corner piece, maybe a big terracotta pot with a leafy green plant in a corner, and maybe some curtains and a couple more pictures on the walls. But we've run out of time for now, and we'll have to wait until the holiday season is over before we can continue. My dad arrived just in time for Christmas, and we spent the next few days showing him around, making him fall in love with Tuscany just a little bit more. Good morning. I'm taking Dad to San Gimignano because he's never been before. So we thought that the day before Christmas Eve, hopefully will be quite a quiet day. But I also thought it could be quite interesting for some of you who've been there, who might never have seen it at Christmas time, all decorated. Obviously, we're here in the morning, so the lights aren't going to be switched on probably. But at least I can give you an idea of what San Gimignano looks like at Christmas. It's very, very quiet today. It's the day before Christmas Eve, so it's the 23rd of December. It's 4 degrees, and this is the main square. There's no queue for ice creams. In fact, all of the ice cream shops are closed, and there's not many people around at all.
Oh, domani.
92 next week. You'll be able to get back down again afterwards?
Yeah, fine.
Okay. Determined to see every part of the town. It's Christmas Eve. We've decided to do something very un-Christmassy and spend the morning at the beach. Carlo's on the phone calling all of his family to say happy Christmas because back in Positano they celebrate Christmas on the 24th, so they're all having a big lunch today. Dad's there and we're just having a lovely walk. It's quite rough, but it's beautiful.
Wow, c'hai un aiutante.
Thanks, Tilly. So I'm making a big plate of the grilled vegetables. So we've got, what are they called in English here? Aubergine, eggplant, zucchini, grilled pumpkin or squash, and peppers, sometimes some yellow peppers. I'm also doing a tomato sauce for cannelloni, and then I'm going to make the crepes, and then I'll do the rest tomorrow.
You won't have a lot of time tomorrow.
I won't have much time, but I can't do it now. It's Christmas morning and we have two traditions. So we alternate years. Every second year we're with my family and then every other year we're with Carlo's family. So this year we're with my family. Dad's come to Tuscany, Sky's here, and we're going actually to have Christmas lunch with Marie and Lorenzo in Positano. But everybody is making different things to bring, so the food is distributed evenly between everybody who's coming. And I thought I would make the classic cannelloni that Carlo's dad always used to make for Christmas lunch. So yesterday I started by making some crepes, some pancakes, the thin ones, like this. So I've made a load of those. You can make those the day before, it makes it much easier on the day. And basically what I do is I make cannelloni with crepes instead of pasta, so they're a little bit lighter because obviously there's going to be a lot more food there. And I'm going to stuff them with a mixture of mincemeat, ricotta and, minced meat, is that what you call it? Yeah, mince. Ricotta and mozzarella. And I have vegetarian mincemeat here because Sky and Marie and possibly somebody else are all vegetarian. So I'm using the vegetarian version so everybody can eat it. And I'm going to show you how I'm doing it. It's very simple. So here's my pile of pancakes. And then I have some mincemeat, vegetarian. Linda McCartney is the good one. Some chopped mozzarella. Some fresh ricotta, which I bought yesterday afternoon. And also yesterday I prepared some tomato sauce, which will go on top of the cannelloni and then it's baked in the oven. As always, I'm always hesitant to do an Italian recipe, being an English person, knowing that I'll probably do something wrong. But this is what I remember, and unfortunately Carlo's dad is not with us anymore, so I can't ask him exactly how he did it. But from what I remember, you just mix up various quantities of fresh ricotta and mozzarella. Let's stick all that in there. Now we'll just stir it and see what it looks like. And then this mixture gets rolled up into the crepes and then put in a baking dish, covered in the tomato sauce and baked for about 25 minutes. So last night I made also a big tray of grilled vegetables. Marie is making a lasagna. Somebody's making I think I've said this already. Somebody's making a trifle, I think, or if not, there's going to be a tiramisu. And I've bought a load of cheeses and dried fruits and grissini sticks and crackers and some salamis and hams and stuff. And we're going to just do a big picky board where you can just like take bits and pieces, which I'm really looking forward to. And I know that I'm going to eat so much from the picky board that I'm not going to have any room left for any of the other food. So okay, let's see if we can make some cannelloni. Now, where am I going to put them? I've either got a really small cannelloni tray or a really big one. I'm going to use a really big one, which is going to be far too big, but maybe Marie will have something I can transfer it into afterwards. So we're going to put some of this in here. Obviously clean fingers, because you have to use your fingers, and then roll it up. There we go. Maybe if I do it in halfway in the tray like that. So it turned out that this container's not really too big, so it's just I could have fitted a couple more in there, but that's perfect. Now I would pour the sauce on top and cook it in the oven, but because we're going to Marie and Lorenzo's and we're not going to cook it until we get there, I've put the sauce in an old jar, and I'm going to take that with me and I'll cook it at their house because there's no point doing it now. So that's all done.
We need to come up with a good name for it though, because we decided Christmas Sangria wasn't really very Italian.
Yeah.
So we were trying to.
What's even in it? Like, I can't tell. Like,
Oh, it's got a lot of different stuff in. Sorry.
I'll have to know some of your video.
I said I was just trying to decorate a plastic tray. Probably don't need that.
Okay. Alcohol? How many? Alcohol one.
This is the prettiest Italian, prettiest Christmas table I've ever seen.
Let me just hang on, I've got some more stuff.
1, 2, 3, go. Merry Christmas, guys.
Hello.
facendo foto.
Ancora.